Miami, South Beach, bringing the heat. Miami, South Beach, bringing the heat.
Fala, oi, Dani. Você está no ar.
Bem-vindo a Miami.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Bem-vindo a todos aqui. From New York City to Miami. From 212 to 305 and the world. Preciso pôr um óculos escuro de DJ, ou não é, Dani? A gente espera os nossos amigos chegarem. Mandala Tours, in the house, Patrick, Diller, Solange, Chris, everybody, welcome. Let's put our little... Look at that.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Get your wine, get your beer, get your tea, get your drink. Let's get ready for unique momentum opportunities. Yeah. Wait a couple more minutes for folks to get in. Show me your moves, Danny. Let's see your moves. All right. This was fun. Bem-vindo a todos. Boa tarde. Good afternoon. My name is Fred Gouveia from New York Casas in New York City, and I am very pleased to welcome to the program today one of my dearest friends, oldest partners, Ickowicz from Elite International Realty. Say hello, Dani.
Hi, Fred. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be doing this with an old friend. I mean, it's much easier and more relaxed. Obrigado, gracias.
Gracias, that's right. Tenemos gente que habla español aquí también. We're going to do this broadcast live in 3 languages.
This is Miami, remember?
That's right. We are here to offer the bridge between New York City, South Florida, Latin America and the rest of the world. Por isso, a gente vai ficar trocando de português para inglês para espanhol. E nós estamos transmitindo ao vivo, amigos, no YouTube da Elite International Realty, no nosso YouTube Yara e Fred Gouveia, no Facebook da Yara Gouveia, que é a corretora mais antiga da Elite, né?
Então, quando você fala antiga, cuidado. Não estamos falando de idade, experiência, e anos do negócio.
Exato,
por favor,
só isso.
People could get confused with that, you know. She's the longest standing there, but not age. Please.
Not age. Yara Gouveia is my younger sister. She works with me in all the deals in New York and Miami. And we are doing this today, guys, so that we're doing it in English because we know that there's a big movement of people from the Northeast and other parts of the United States to South Florida for several reasons. This is not anything new. But what's new is that Elite International Realty has created a unique department, as the name says, unique momentum opportunities. Now, Dani, you want to tell us a little bit about the story behind this unique momentum opportunities?
Yes, pleasure to do so. So, you know, every time you have a crisis, you have opportunities. I think the hardest thing that I see agents doing is to convey the message. Where are the opportunities and why do they exist? Because if the clients don't understand it, you know, they're not going to buy it. So it's very important that people understand what is UMO. So in 2008, 2009, we had a huge financial crisis. I'm not going to go into that. Everybody remembers
right.
that. So we created something called BOO, which was bank-owned opportunities. Self-explanatory. You have banks selling, you know, properties. So we have to create a story. Now, I'm not saying exaggerate. I'm just saying create a story so people understand what is happening in the market. Right now, UMO is unique momentum opportunities. Those are opportunities that, as you know, South Florida has a huge mix of clients for the past 50 years. You know, you know, people from Latin America have bought, Europe, everywhere. So going more specific into our Latin clients, they've been buying property here for as long as I can remember. And
Yeah.
some of them for various reasons. And that could be as personal as a death in the family, a divorce, or maybe they need money back, in their home country. Now they're selling. So there's a lot of listings on the market from clients, from, foreign clients. Now these clients bought at a very favorable exchange rate. And as you
Right.
know, the exchange rate now, huge gap between the dollar and most, monetary, currencies in the world. So
And
that
therein
allows,
lies the opportunity, right, Danny, that most people that are looking for real estate may not factor in, that these foreign buyers have bought in a time where their currency was much stronger. And now the prices are going to reflect what they are in the market today. But if many of them sell in today's market and take their money back to their country of origin, they will be making money, so to speak, because the currency exchange now is much more favorable, right?
that is 100% precise. The fact that, in a regular market, it could be called a distress sale, right? So we're talking about distress sale. So in this case, it's not necessarily a distress sale. He needs to sell. She needs to sell. She's taking the money back, and she's making some gains in the exchange rate. So it becomes that extra edge, that extra motivation, that they need to sell the property. So our job, in the BOO days, where we had the bank selling, it was much easier. I will go on the internet, I'll go on my system, and I'll see what the banks are selling. There were hundreds and thousands of units for sale. We're not in
Right.
2008, we're not in 2009.
Right.
So that's why you had to name it unique, because those
Right.
are unique opportunities. Momentum, because what is momentum? Momentum it's a movement, it's motion, so it's
Right.
dynamic. So
Yep.
we're talking about a dynamic opportunity that moves. We're talking about unique, so they're not everywhere. You have to go
Right.
and hunt them. So that's our job. Me, you, your mother, Yara. We're hunting opportunities for our clients. We're looking through, our past clients. We sold hundreds and thousands of properties, and we're trying to see, who needs to sell, and we're trying to accommodate. Don't get me wrong. We're not here to scream fire in the movie theater. We're trying to
Exactly.
accommodate both sides. I'm trying to make my sellers happy because they need to take money back to Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, and I'm trying to
Precisely.
make our new buyers happy. So that's the idea, to accommodate, both parties.
And to put this in perspective for people that are watching for the first time, you and I share the same client base, which is mostly overseas investors, overseas clients that are end users, right? So both here in New York City, as well as in South Florida, we have built decades of experience assisting what the foreign buyer needs, which is ultimately at the end of the day what every buyer or seller needs, is great customer service. But when it comes to the foreign buyer or seller, we have the needs of an accountant, an attorney, a property manager, a banker that sometimes speak their language. There are many layers of service providers that we need to surround our client with. And these are people that make or break the deal, right? So we share the same expertise. Elite International Realty has been doing business in South Florida for how long, Danny?
It's been 30 years. I mean, ever since we came to Miami, my father and I, we left Brazil when I was 13, and
Hmm.
that's all we've been doing for the past 30 years. We've been selling property. You're honest, you're transparent, you give good service, you have good trained agents, and I think that makes a big difference in every
Yeah.
market.
And real estate is a very niche, hyper local business, and so I like the synergy of the way we work together, because you are a family owned company. You keep it like a family within your professional agents and the people that you do businesses with, and this reverberates to the greater sphere of clients and friends that you end up gathering along the way. And you guys have survived so many ups and downs in South Florida. So a hallmark of your transparency and professionalism is the fact that you are still around after all these years,
Thank
right?
you for the kind words. I think, and I am a big believer that example and everything that transparency to the company, it starts from the top. So if you have management that that we're there to work with our agents work with us, and
Right.
then in exchange, our agents will work with their clients. So it's all starts from the top, trickles
Yep.
down, and it becomes one big happy professional corporate family.
Beautiful. We're gonna go to South Florida, friends. Vamos mergulhar no mar do sul da Flórida, de Miami, de oportunidades únicas. Mas antes eu gostaria de que nós fizéssemos um contraste para os nossos telespectadores de verem os preços de Nova York, Manhattan, onde nós atuamos, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, e as regiões, e os últimos 45 dias deste mercado de pandemia e de quarentena. Então eu vou compartilhar esse gráfico.
Isso é muito boa ideia, porque não tem nada melhor do que dados históricos para contextualizar uma situação. Eu acho muito interessante essa sinergia que existe entre a New York Casas e a Elite International Realty, que é uma coisa extremamente natural.
Exatamente, Dani. E a gente manda business to each other all the time, porque os New Yorkers e os South Floridians estão sempre going back and forth na ponte aérea, que nem São Paulo, Rio.
Exatamente.
Então, amigos, what we see on top are the average sizes and prices in Manhattan of condo units that were actually sold and closed in the last 45 days, the average sizes and prices of those units that actually sold and closed. And to the left here, you see the actual number of properties that were sold and closed in Manhattan in condos. E embaixo a gente tem o mesmo gráfico em português, os valores e tamanhos médios dos apartamentos em Manhattan, em prédios condomínios que foram vendidos nos últimos 45 dias, e as suas médias de planta e de tamanho. Como vocês podem ver, de valor médio para alto padrão tem um grande gap, e a gente sabe que aqui o céu é o limite, literalmente, nos valores. Então, para vocês terem uma ideia desses números, se quiser tirar uma foto para guardar ou apertar a pausa depois que isso estiver gravado, só para que a gente contextualize e faça esse contraste para Flórida.
Eu acho fascinante porque você está falando, Fred, do mercado, na minha opinião, dos mais ativos do mundo. Então, sim, é muito interessante a gente poder contar com você, com a Yara, em Nova York, para ter esse parâmetro, porque todo o mercado tem seus altos e baixos. Eu sei que Nova York, nesse momento, está passando por um momento mais complicado, não tenho a menor dúvida. Mas é muito interessante ter consultores de confiança que podem nos guiar em Nova York e explicar exatamente o que está acontecendo com o mercado, que é o que vocês têm feito com grande sucesso, e para onde esse mercado está indo. E se você me permitir, daqui a pouco, quando a gente começar a mostrar as propriedades, a gente fala um pouquinho do UMO em português, que eu fiz a apresentação do novo conceito em inglês, daqui a pouco você me dá uma brecha e a gente joga isso.
Fica à vontade, estamos lá para falar disso agora.
Então vamos lá, o Fred vai começar a mostrar algumas oportunidades que são pontuais. Então o UMO foi criado, é um conceito, um departamento, a gente, como todos vocês, tivemos uma quarentena, ficamos 3 meses praticamente em casa aqui em Miami, houve uma reabertura já aqui em Miami, que já estamos numa fase 3, que eles chamam, então já está voltando a um certo normal, mas a gente teve muito tempo para pensar, e a gente ficou pensando como a gente vai transmitir para os nossos parceiros imobiliários, para os nossos amigos no Brasil, na América Latina, Colômbia, Argentina, como a gente vai transmitir essa mensagem. E a Unique Momento Opportunities foi criada justamente para isso, para trazer os melhores negócios de clientes que estão por diferentes variáveis da vida. Alguns precisam de dinheiro no Brasil, na Colômbia, estão precisando vender, e eles vão fazer uma conta de que eu paguei um certo valor, porém eu tenho uma vantagem no câmbio para levar o dinheiro de volta para o país de origem, e talvez eu possa sacrificar um pouco no preço, sacrifico o preço, vendo por um pouco menos do que eu paguei, vendo por muito menos do que eu paguei, depende da urgência da venda, e isso vai permitir com que eu tenha um ganho na moeda local. Então, o nosso trabalho como eu falei em inglês, não estamos aqui para gritar fogo dentro do cinema, não tem nenhuma emergência, não estamos em 2008, 2009, 2010, não tem 15, 20, 30 mil imóveis na mão de banco. Esse é o grande segredo, a gente tem que garimpar o mercado e achar esses clientes que estão de fato precisando vender, a gente quer ajudar os nossos vendedores que estão com alguma urgência no país de origem e ao mesmo tempo trazer compradores para aproveitarem essa nova etapa que a gente está vivendo aqui em Miami de vendedores.
E é importante a gente ressaltar, né, Dani, que a gente percebe a mesma movimentação aqui em Nova York desde que a gente entrou na fase 2, que faz menos de uma semana, começou na segunda-feira, mas de um mês para cá, a gente tem tido um verdadeiro tsunami de pessoas querendo oportunidades, tanto para comprar quanto para vender, e a gente percebe que esse movimento advém do fato das pessoas finalmente estarem tomando decisões. Eu enxergo que o mercado aqui de Nova York nos últimos 3, 4 anos, ele estava meio que numa indecisão, ficava para lá, ficava para cá, não subia muito, não descia muito, os volumes de venda eram sempre os mesmos, então parecia que as pessoas não estavam tomando muitas decisões. Agora, as decisões estão sendo tomadas, seja qual for as decisões, sair de Nova York, ir para a Flórida, sair de Nova York, ir para New Jersey, para os subúrbios aos arredores, né? Ou vir para a cidade, muitas pessoas aproveitando para procurar por oportunidades, mais ou menos na linha do UMO, né? Unique Momentum aí, existem similares aqui. Então, as movimentações, a gente percebe que vai favorecer muitas transações agora, e é para isso que a gente veio aqui mostrar algumas oportunidades pontuais. Por exemplo, essa, num dos bairros que eu mais gosto de Miami, South Beach, no Continuum, né? Dani, conta para nós sobre esse prédio um pouquinho.
Então, o Continuum South Beach, isso daí tem um grande apelo. So, Continuum South Beach, this is the North Tower. I've seen a lot of traffic from our Northeast friends. They love South Beach, right? So, and Continuum has something that is very special. It's the only building that is in that area of South of Fifth, high-end, that touches the beach. All other buildings are behind Continuum. They're on the water, very good and amazing. Continuum touches the beach. It's on the beach. So this is, it's a 2.5, almost 2,000 square feet, 2,150,000. So this goes to the heart of our friends in the Northeast. I mean, you're talking about large spaces, large, nice balcony, on the ocean, on the water, and in an area, South Beach, where, has great appeal for, our friends up north. I mean, we're trying to showcase, price per foot. We're trying to showcase value, but at the same time, we want to go to where they want to be. And that's
exactly.
one of, we've noticed that there's a trend of going to Miami Beach, South Beach. When you get to Miami Beach and you go south after Fifth Street, that's where you are. South of Fifth, it's it has its own name.
SoFi.
Very special. SoFi,
yeah. I heard of Sophie or SoFi. How do you pronounce it?
SoFi, tomato.
Love it. So look at the frontage. This is where all the action happens, friends. Across the water, there is Fisher Island. So location here is truly extraordinary. We can stay forever in these photos. But what I wanted to make sure that we communicate in this live is that if you have specific needs that you would like to speak to us about, let us know. We will schedule a private Zoom virtual tour to assess your specific needs. So these are just some options for you to whet your appetite, so to speak, right?
Correct, 100%.
Okay. Next, we are going to go take the car and go up to Aventura. And Turnberry Village is next on our list. While I pull it up on the screen,
let's talk a little bit about Turnberry Village. So this I'll do it in Spanish a little bit.
Vai fundo. 3 idiomas.
Esta oportunidad es única. Estamos hablando de un apartamento de 3 habitaciones con 3 baños, casi 1,700 pies. Para nuestros amigos de Latinoamérica, estamos hablando de 160 metros cuadrados de área interna.
Opa,
aproximadamente el precio que el dueño pide hoy son $499,000. Entonces es algo que es muy típico de la zona de Aventura. Aventura ofrece lo que llamamos de un costo-beneficio. Estamos hablando de un barrio con muy buenas escuelas, excelentes colegios y a la vez el costo por metro cuadrado, el valor que tiene la zona es amplio. Entonces, es un edificio que yo tuve la oportunidad de vivir hace unos años, algo único en Aventura, y recomiendo a todos la oportunidad. Un edificio que es hecho por Turnberry, que es de los desarrolladores más antiguos de la zona. Ellos son prácticamente los dueños de Aventura. Y van a ver por las fotos que realmente es algo bonito, único y a un buen precio. Perfecto para una familia de 2, 3 niños. Estamos hablando de una zona nuevamente con excelentes colegios. Y esos son los tipos de oportunidad que el UMO sería en español, que estamos buscando. Personas que quieren vender, necesitan vender, tienen sus razones para vender y ahí vienen las oportunidades.
Y aquí estamos al lado de la Aventura Mall, al lado del Golf Club, al lado de la playa, ¿verdad? Cerquita.
Cerquita. Algo bem interessante. Morei nesse prédio, posso atestar por ele. Morei alguns anos nesse edifício, serviço excelente, você tem serviço na piscina, e aí vem a oportunidade, entendeu? Você tem um apartamento completamente pronto, abaixo de 500 mil, and to our friends in the Northeast, in New York,
Right.
to get a three-bathroom, almost 1,700 square feet of living area for under 500,000.
With a very unique floor plan, because you have a complete separation of master bedroom from the rest of the bedrooms in the apartment. And you're across the street, I believe, from a beautiful golf course, right?
That is correct. You have the Aventura Golf Course, the Turnberry Isle Golf Course. We have the JW Marriott Hotel, which happens to be owned by the same developer. That's the swimming pool. That's the view from the pool. That's the golf course that you're mentioning.
The golf course, yeah.
So it's a very unique building, and that's the kind of opportunity we want to bring to our clients for every budget. We're not talking about 3, 4, 5 million. We have 200,000, 300,000, and up.
Yeah, it's for less than 500,000 to get a massive 3-bedroom like this is, for some people, is really a bargain. So it's definitely a unique opportunity, I would say. Okay. Now, if you have any questions or comments, let's check out here our stream to see if anyone has any questions. Stock market, a Marcelo Wise disse, stock market altamente volátil, bonds pagando nada, interest rates ultra low, o real estate, certo, é um ótimo investimento. É ou não é, Dani?
Grande Bob, Marcelo, meu amigo, it is a great investment. I think, okay, so I'm not very radical when I speak to, I'm very bad at comparing things. I don't want to say this is better than that. So I'm very political when I talk.
Gotcha.
I think people need to diversify. Be that from real in Brazil to US dollar, be that from the stock market to the real estate market. You need to be diversified. That's the bottom line. When I go to Brazil, I don't tell my clients, when I go to Colombia, sell everything you have.
Right.
When I go to Mexico, and let's bring it to Miami. I do not do that. I say, get a portion of your portfolio, wherever you have it, be that in the exchange rate in Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, or be that in the stock market in the US or sitting in a bank here. Let's diversify. I think 2008 was a big lesson we made off. We need to be diversified.
Yes.
So I preach that. I don't say bring all your monies to real estate. I say bring a portion of it. So, you have a diversified portfolio. Marcelo, thank you for that question. Stock market is not doing well. I'm sure it's going to pick up soon. But bring a portion to Fred, and I will be happy to, help you, guide you.
And I want to make a very quick comment regarding Miami as a city before we go to the next opportunity in Armani Beach Casas in Sunny Isles, which is that Miami, for many people who have not been there in many years, people have pressed the freeze or the pause button in Miami 1995. Sometimes I speak to a lot of people here in New York City, very well traveled, but who just don't happen to go down to Miami or South Florida specifically. They might go to Palm Beach or they might go to the West Coast. And a lot of them, it's surprising that they still have a very outdated perception of Miami. And it has become a global city on so many levels. So it's incredibly, I think, a very safe place to invest in, given the fact that it has become such a huge center of capital, culture, business, and finance, right?
Eu sou testemunha, Fred, do que você está falando. Eu mudei para cá 30 anos atrás. Bom, tá aí.
Nessa época.
E eu não tenho nada contra essa época. Era uma realidade da época. As pessoas iam para Miami para se aposentar. E em 1990 Miami era isso. E aí começou. Em 2000 começa uma evolução. Em 2010 você vê que começa a ter modificações na cidade. E eu tive o privilégio da cidade. E realmente impressiona muito você ver como uma cidade pode mudar e chegar onde ela está hoje, entendeu? Que é uma cidade multicultural, global. Essa evolução, para mim, uma pessoa que mora aqui há 30 anos e tive o privilégio de acompanhar, realmente é gratificante. Poder, com orgulho, falar que eu moro numa cidade ao ponto de que hoje o nova-iorquino, o colombiano, o brasileiro, todos se sentem em casa. Cada um encontra a sua casa em Miami. A casa é diferente para cada um. Pode ser que a casa do nova-iorquino seja uma, a do colombiano ele sinta em casa em outro bairro, em outra região, ou outro tipo de imóvel, mas todo mundo achou o seu lugar ao sol em Miami.
Com certeza, Dani. Falou tudo. Concordo contigo. Cresci em Miami desde os 14 anos de idade, então não é que eu ouço dos outros e acredito no que eles falam, eu presenciei isso também. Realmente, toda vez que eu viajo para Miami, eu fico mais impressionado com a infraestrutura de Miami. Especialmente quando eu saio aqui, que está nevando. Ai, dá uma vontade de ficar aí uns dias, continuar trabalhando do computador.
So, now Fred is talking about the weather in Miami, it's amazing. But weather has always been here since 1900. You know, we're a very young city. We're less than 100 years old. We're about 110, so a little bit over 100 years old, 110, 120 years old. So we're a very young city. We have a lot to grow. Weather has always been the number one factor. Of course, in the 50s and 60s, it grew a lot, the people moving here, just because you have the AC now. So once you have the air conditioning becoming more popular, it becomes, a better place to come. Now, a couple years ago, we became the number 3 most populated state in the United States, number 3. So you have California, you have Texas, which are countries by themselves, and then we have Florida. And then New York State comes right after us. So it's a big deal for us. The population growth, it's huge here. And it's not, and the weather has always been a factor. But now, depending where you live in the United States, you're talking about tax savings. You're talking about cost of living. And of course, you're talking about quality of life. I think the pandemic taught us a lot. I mean, when we went through this lockdown, people's priorities changed. And again, New York, we always been New York. Unbeatable. We're just an alternative to some New Yorkers who like to spend either a portion of the time here or most of their time here. They're gonna, they're welcome anyways. Northeast.
So it's a lifestyle change that is a very big shift that has happened as a result of this coronavirus lockdown, and the fact that people have realized that they can get more done remotely on Zoom calls than necessarily having to travel to have in-person meetings. So imagine having to take your Zoom calls or your whatever app you use. This live, by the way, is not sponsored by Zoom, so I shouldn't be saying Zoom all the time. But imagine taking your remote virtual conference calls with this view.
It makes a difference. I mean, and again, I hate to compare, so I'm not here to compare. Let's compare New York, New Jersey. I'm not here to compare. This is what we have in Miami. And New York has an amazing lifestyle, but that's what you get when you come to Residence by Armani Casa. I mean, you're getting a huge condo, over 3,000 square feet of living area. Remember, Miami, most condos have a balcony, but we don't count the balconies when we talk about the square footage. So this is almost 3,200 square feet of internal AC living area. And, you need to bring your own floor, finish the unit with your own taste. Amazing opportunity. That is one of our clients. He bought the unit. He's ready to move out, take to a different investment. And that becomes an opportunity for the next client to come in and make Residence by Armani Casa, their home, their second home. And we've sold to 3rd, 4th, 5th homes. So, that's the kind of clients that we're dealing with now.
And even investment properties, right, Danny? Because these units can rent for a pretty penny, right?
Absolutely. If you want to, leave it as a rental for a couple, and I have a lot of clients doing that. A lot of my clients are either from Latin America, New York, they're buying now, rent it for a couple of years until they retire, or they decide to make the permanent move to the city.
Right. So this is another option in the heart of Sunny Isles Beach, 20 minutes from, I would say, Miami Beach, right? Depending on what time of day you go down to South Beach, could be 20, could be 30 minutes, but it's very conveniently located.
Close to
Bal Harbor shops. Yep.
You're showing the amenities. Everything has Giorgio Armani's touch. Every piece of furniture came from Italy, which makes it unique.
Beautiful. Para quem gosta de design italiano, Armani Casa é sonho. A dream. Ok. O que mais que nós temos no nosso menu de oportunidades únicas? Bom, por que a gente não dá uma pausa de resales, de revendas e foca num lançamento? Que tal, Dani?
Excelente, você é o chefe, você é o guia. Eu vou seguindo. O que você vai falando, eu vou atrás. Então, a gente vai falar do Turnberry Ocean Club, imagino agora.
Isso, eu só preciso me habilitar no screen share aqui, porque a gente tem um departamento de câmeras e um departamento de marketing, um departamento... É uma produção de 10, 15 pessoas aqui nos bastidores, né? Até
Eu
parece.
nunca vi uma pessoa tão capaz como você para fazer uma condução tão perfeita.
Ô, garoto, obrigado.
Senhoras e senhores, agora vamos falar de Turnberry Ocean Club, uno de mis edificios favoritos en la playa de San Yayos. Vamos a entregar ese edificio en exactamente 60 días, aproximadamente agosto de 2020. Ahora es de la constructora de mis favoritas de la Florida. Estamos hablando de Fontainebleau Development, que eran antes Turnberry. Y vamos a ver un video de Turnberry Ocean Club en San Yayos, que es un sueño en Miami.
All right, guys, prepare to get enchanted.
We imagined a tower that could unite the sky and the sea, where the sun rises and sets as if it were a private show just for you. This place and this way of life that we imagined did not exist, so we set about creating it. That has been the Turnberry way for over 50 years. In this place, every wish is anticipated, and every detail considered. A place where you're removed from the hustle, but within reach of everything that matters. World-class privileges and unrivaled amenities, woven into the fabric of your everyday. A 54-story symphony of glass, 6 floors of amenities, equal parts private club and personal oasis. 3 pools, 2 suspended in the sky, and 1 mere steps from a crystal sand beach. In this place, you will walk in the clouds and swim in the sky. Nothing is left to the imagination, because in this place, everything you can imagine is real. This is Turnberry Ocean Club Residences, beyond the crowds, beyond the ordinary, beyond the imagination. Turnberry Ocean Club Residences.
So one day you can do an entire live about Turnberry Ocean Club. I'm not gonna get into details. A picture is worth 1,000 words. What you see is what you get. Amazing building. What can I say? I mean, you saw the video. By far, weather here is like heaven. Correct. I love it.
She also says benefits of Miami: tax saving, cost of living, and quality of living.
Claudia, 100% correct. Muchas gracias, Claudia, a ti y por tus invitados de Colombia, que yo sé están acá. Colombia, me encanta, mis señores de Colombia, tengo mucho cariño por este país. Sí, gracias, Claudia.
Tienes una señora boss, dueña ahí, ¿verdad?
La jefa de las jefas.
La jefa de las
jefas. This is the live of the lives, la jefa de las jefas.
Bravo, bravo.
So
Grande Paulinha.
So Mario, we look forward, be prepared to watch people think to change. Absolutely. So he's talking about, I think people changing their behavior after the lockdown. He's 100% correct. And again, Miami is not the solution for everybody. Our obligation is to present what we feel our city has to offer. And when I say our city, I need to include Yara and Fred, because I know they live in New York. I know they have a big heart for Miami. So yes. I can say our city. And I know Yara loves New York, and I know Fred loves New York, because, it's unique. And, you have something amazing happening there and very unique. And they're very different. I think different people, yep. Different clients, but also different times,
I will take this 30 seconds to introduce Yara to us, because we're mentioning her, but we can't see her. Yara is my mother, and we are a mother and son team, and she is the oldest in terms of length of experience in Elite. I believe she's been there for close to 20 years as a licensed real estate agent. And recently she moved to New York City permanently, and she does the flights going back and forth once a month to assist both of her Miami clientele and her New York clientele. She's also a pianist. So when we do these live conversations about New York City, New York Casas, which is the brokerage we are licensed here in New York City, has a very beautiful logo of a house. And during the quarantine, one of the ways that Yara and I were able to stay sane was by playing music. I play the violin and Yara plays the piano. So you guys take a quick look at what we've been putting together for just 10 seconds. Nós tocando, não precisa pagar direitos autorais para ninguém.
I love it. Beautiful. And I watched every song, just so you know. I used to call Yara and ask her what was the next song. She'll tell me, and I'll just be there waiting.
We've got a lot on the playlist. It's coming up, so stay tuned. So all of this to say that New York City has a place for particular people. Miami has a place for particular people, and vice versa. We are here to help both New Yorkers stay in New York or move from Florida to New York, and we're here to help New Yorkers going down to Florida or Floridians coming up to New York. This route is very, very well traveled in both directions, right?
Is Yara there with you? Can we say hi to her?
Is Yara here? I believe she is. She's in the other department of the live, which is the behind the scenes. Let me see if she's available. She's coming. She's coming. There's a delay, so she's going to come here shortly.
Excellent. I'd love to see her face.
I believe I see her coming. Okay, and she's coming with her assistant, Angel.
Hi, Perua. Welcome.
Hello. I can't hear because he has his headphone.
It's okay. Welcome and good to see you, Yara.
He says, welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Now let's talk about the Trump Tower in Sunny Isles. Trump Tower in Sunny Isles. Vamos lá.
So that's a very unique opportunity. I love this because, so we're talking about the 01 line, if I'm not mistaken. The 01 line is the line that faces direct the ocean. So these condos, they used to sell for $2.5, $3 million. If you look back in the history of the sales, up to $3 million plus. And now you have an opportunity to get it for $1.75 million, $1,750,000. It's almost half the price of what it sold at its highest. So that's one of those opportunities. There you go, 701. Okay, so it's a 3.5, almost 3,000 square feet, and you're talking about $630 a foot. Building that is not old at all. You're talking about 2008, so it's about 12 years old. Amazing opportunity. That's all I could. There it is. Okay, so you see, you're facing. That's the master, if I'm not mistaken. Your direct ocean view, and again, it's a condo that used to go for $2.5 to $3 million.
Look at the size of this living room.
Unique opportunity to get it for under $2 million, asking $1,750,000. That's what we're hunting for when we're looking for these opportunities.
For our New York City buyers, just meditate for a second on these numbers and these views and this square footage, friends.
And look at that kitchen. You have the direct view to the ocean from the kitchen, which is quite unique. Very open. I mean, people talk about open kitchen concept. That is open to the Atlantic Ocean. That is as open as a kitchen can get.
There's some issue with the photos not displaying for some reason.
That is okay. Falando pouco em português, para nosso amigo do Brasil, estamos falando de um imóvel que chegou a vender por 2,5 milhões, 3 milhões, até um pouco mais de 3 milhões, e hoje você tem aí algumas oportunidades à venda por 1.700.000, 1.800.000, essa especificamente pede 1.750.000, o valor de pedida, cabe sempre uma negociação.
Claro.
Um imóvel que ele é todo em frente para o mar, o Oceano Atlântico, em Sunny Isles. O edifício é o Trump Towers, é um edifício que tem 12 anos, ou seja, é novo. O apartamento está impecável e praticamente metade do valor que ele chegou a vender no auge do mercado. Então, essas são as oportunidades que a gente quer trazer Queremos traer esse tipo de oportunidade para nossos amigos em Latinoamérica, Argentina, Colômbia, Perú, temos clientes. São oportunidades reais, são oportunidades únicas e temporárias.
O Jeremy Hu, um dos nossos parceiros aqui do New York Casas, que também atende os clientes da Ásia, porque ele fala chinês fluentemente, pergunta: What are the most popular buildings purchased by New Yorkers?
Jeremy, thank you for the question. I think it's spread out, but I've seen a lot of traffic, to be honest with you, at Turnberry Ocean Club. I'm very friendly with the staff there. I know a lot of New Yorkers have come to Turnberry Ocean Club because they feel close to the brand, the Turnberry brand. They've known for years. They've come and frequent Miami for years. So that's a brand they're familiar with. That's not to say they're not coming to every other building, because I'm very friendly with every developer. So I know if I mention one in particular, tomorrow I'm going to get phone calls from the other ones. So I know they go to every development. I know they love Surfside, the Four Seasons Surfside. I know they love South Beach. So to be honest, I mean, what is the population of New York?
About 8 million in the metropolitan area, I believe.
So that is a lot of people coming to Miami. I mean, if you have a small percentage of 8 million making Miami their second, third home, or their primary home, you have hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers coming every year to Miami. So it's really spread out, to be honest. And now I'm having a trend, and I want to tell a quick story. We had a listing for sale in Palm Beach, right? It's a house, amazing, asking 1.7 million. In the middle of the quarantine, in the middle of the lockdown, we had 5 or 6 phone calls from different brokers that wanted to come and preview their home. And we thought we're actually doing showings to clients. It turns out that 5 brokers came in the same day. All of them did FaceTime with clients. All 5 of the clients were in New York. Wow. So we're talking about one agent after the other coming to preview a single family home, very unique in 7 Bridges. You know, people couldn't leave New York at that time. So, all 5 buyers were from New York doing a preview, and we ended up selling. The closing was yesterday. So, it's one of those things that, I think New Yorkers, and to go back to Jeremy's question, which was great. Literally, it's spread out. I've sold to New Yorkers from Palm Beach, to South Miami. Now, one interesting trend that I've seen lately is we're getting a lot of New Yorkers coming to rent high-end properties for a year. Used to be that New Yorkers used to come here for the winter, 3 to 4 months, what we call snowbirds. Mm-hmm. Now I see them coming and do yearly releases. They're bringing their family down. They don't want to settle in a neighborhood yet. So they're going to test various neighborhoods. No better way to test a neighborhood than doing a 1-year lease.
Right.
And, and then you test out does the school work for you? Do you like the neighborhood? And then you go and purchase the property. We're having a lot of that. High-end, $6,000 to $15,000 a month leases.
And Valéria Trauer, que fala em português aqui, ela até brincou que as pessoas que precisarem comprar e financiarem podem financiar com ela.
Será um prazer. A Valéria é uma grande amiga da família Elite. Obrigado, Valéria, por comparecer.
E o Léo Ickowicz também nos menciona aqui algumas ideias de regiões, de bairros, onde ele vê os New Yorkers comprando para answer Jeremy's question about New York. Speaking of New York and speaking of these types of neighborhoods that appeal to different types of buyers from different parts of the world, one of my favorites in Miami has to be Key Biscayne. And it's very rare. We talk a lot about buildings, high rises, but some people gravitate to a single family home where they want to feel the privacy of being on the ground, right? And I asked Danny to share a particular opportunity like this for those of us that want to move to a house, right? So Danny, let's talk about this one a little bit.
So let's talk about this house. I mean, it's a new house. The picture speaks for itself. It's amazing. It's done for a buyer to come in and literally they have to do nothing. I mean, there's no remodeling need to be done. It's a brand new house. But what is real estate? Location, location, location. So we're talking about Key Biscayne, Very unique neighborhood. People move there because of the schools. People move there because of the neighborhood environment, and people move there because they can have a golf cart in the garage and move around a golf cart just like they were in in an enclosed gated community. So that's the big appeal. There's actually a toll you have to pay to get into Key Biscayne. So if you're a resident, you come into a specific lane and you pay a yearly pass. And if you're a guest or visitor, you come into another lane and you actually have to pay to get in. So it's a very private neighborhood. A lot of people from New York, muitos amigos do Brasil sempre gostaram, e nossos amigos da Latinoamérica, Key Biscayne sempre foi destino que a todos le encantó. La privacidad.
Algo que me encanta de Key Biscayne es la vista que tenemos de Miami, de Brickell, the South Beach is extraordinary, the location.
It's very unique. I mean, when you cross that bridge and you look to both sides and all you see is Atlantic Ocean, that's, it's priceless. And so when you come into Key Biscayne, you feel you're getting to a different environment. And that home, exemplifies, and that's what Key Biscayne is all about. It's brand new homes, waiting for a family. So that was on the market. It's one of our exclusive listings. Asking price originally 4.5 million. We have reduced it to 4.2, and we have done about 6 to 7 showings a week. So once a day we show the house. So we're about to, we had a few offers, but it just goes to show that the traffic and the magnet that houses became to a lot of people. People now want to have their space. Yep. They want to feel, they want that freedom. And that house, just like a lot of houses in Key Biscayne, they offer that freedom and, the quality of life that people are looking for now. Again, we talked about this in the beginning of the webinar. People's priority changed a lot. So yes. Those aerial pictures, they goes to show, that's the kind of houses around you, very unique. And that's the view, you see downtown at the very end of the picture. I mean, that's what Key Biscayne is all about. You have more houses than buildings, exclusive neighborhood.
And Danny, this is such an important point to mention because we've heard from so many people here in the city anecdotally who are scared of contaminations of coronavirus, who might be a risk in a group of risk. And they simply don't want to share elevators with people in big high-rise buildings. And so they are looking to move either to Connecticut, to Long Island, to New Jersey, to upstate New York, many to Florida, the east coast of Florida, the west coast of Florida. But when you talk to those people, the vast majority of them are moving to single-family homes precisely because of this concern about contamination and being in enclosed spaces, sharing common areas with a lot of people. So this is a prime opportunity in one of the most incredible locations of South Florida, in Miami, in my opinion, to acquire a house. And as Denise said, the traffic, the foot traffic right now speaks for itself. The market is not quiet anymore.
It's not. I mean, to be honest with you, it wasn't quiet during the lockdown. I mean, we were doing showings. I was very surprised, and I'm very grateful to my agents because I saw them go in and out. As you know, real estate was deemed an essential business. So as realtors, we were allowed to work. Each agent, they have their own priority if they want to work or not. There's no obligation. But I saw a lot of our agents doing showings during the lockdown. I saw a lot of our agents doing actually sales. And we did, I would say, over 20 closings, actual closings during the lockdown. Everybody was in different places. So, but now, I kept hearing about this demand that's going to come after the lockdown. And I'm very conservative about anything that I speak about. And when Miami started to reopen, the momentum that we saw of people coming out, and you have various types of clients. You have clients trying to move because, like you said, they're looking for a different priority now in their house, in their life. They want more space. They want to be in a different neighborhood. But then you have these people that just want to take advantage of the low interest rate that we have now, below 3%. You have people that just want to make a move to a more permanent home. So, I was amazed at the response, and I was very reluctant during the lockdown to be optimistic. I was actually quiet during the lockdown. I did a lot of training with my agents. I did a lot of practical training com meus afiliados e parceiros no Brasil, treinamento toda semana, mas eu jamais mencionei valores e o mercado pós-pandemia? Porque é difícil prever.
É muito difícil prever.
Você está no meio do incêndio, né? Eu usei várias vezes. Você está no meio do incêndio, tem que esperar acabar o incêndio, aí entra aquele investigador do Corpo de Bombeiro para ver o que sobrou de pé ali. E aí
fazer uma autópsia.
Uma autópsia, aí você começa a criar um norte, você começa a tomar decisões de valor, para onde vai o mercado, e toda essa análise de 30 anos de experiência permite com que a gente consiga ser muito ágil nessa decisão. A hora que a gente viu que o mercado estava indo para esse lado, Nova York, mercado local, Brasil, América Latina já buscando oportunidade, a gente pôde atuar de forma muito rápida com o MO para poder trazer essa oportunidade para as pessoas. Então foi algo que a gente ficou analisando muito durante esse tempo em casa para poder atuar na sequência.
E vale ressaltar o mesmo aqui para Nova York, não tem como a gente prever o que vai acontecer nos próximos meses. O que nós percebemos aqui, que o perfil da cidade é um perfil que durante os meses de verão, que são de maio a agosto, a maioria das pessoas que têm casas de veraneio saem da cidade e vão curtir os meses quentes, e elas só voltam no início de setembro, final de agosto, quando o semestre das escolas reinicia. Por conta dessa questão da pandemia, até estão falando, as escolas públicas em Nova York fecharam em abril, até está se falando na possibilidade que talvez elas não abram em setembro, a gente não sabe ainda, cada dia eles estão avaliando. Eu enxergo que se as escolas continuarem fechadas, mas tendo aulas remotamente, eu tenho certeza que vai haver um aumento na movimentação de nova-iorquinos para daí fazerem decisões de relocações permanentes, seja alugando num primeiro ano, como você disse, Dani, para ver se gosta da região, ver se gosta da escola, mas vai ter um fluxo muito maior dessas pessoas saindo da cidade para estabelecer residência fixa em outro lugar que não seja Manhattan.
Eu não tenho dúvida, você foi num ponto muito certeiro. O mundo hoje virou remoto. Obviamente as crianças ainda têm aquele apego com a escola, não sei como é que vai ser isso, é difícil prever. As escolas em Miami, por exemplo, ainda não definiram como é que vai ser o nosso próximo ano. A semana que vem é o prazo que elas têm para começar a dar um cenário, mas voltando, por exemplo, a pessoas que não têm, às vezes, filhos, ou que têm filhos, mas não podem mudar de escola, o mundo virou remoto. E aí foi feito um estudo em Nova York, por exemplo, o lugar número 1 que os nova-iorquinos pediram a troca de endereço foi para o próprio estado de Nova York, para o subúrbio. Isso é um estudo que foi feito, exatamente. O que eles chamam de forwarding address. Quer dizer, o forwarding address foi para o subúrbio de Nova York, dentro do próprio estado, em alguns casos até New Jersey, Connecticut, como você mencionou. Agora, fora o próprio estado de Nova York, onde foi feito o maior pedido para o correio americano de mudança de endereço, após o estado de Nova York, a Flórida foi o número 2, logo atrás. Então, isso é uma informação muito importante, porque a gente está falando de dados, a gente está falando de dados reais.
Sim.
E a pessoa falou assim, correio americano, o meu endereço a partir de hoje, seja ele temporário ou permanente, manda minhas cartas para a Flórida, por favor. Então, o que a gente vem falando há muitos anos, a gente prega isso, que Nova York não está vindo para cá, ele sempre veio, por diferentes razões e por diferentes tempos. Antes era o snowbird, ficava alguns meses. Hoje a gente notou um pouco dessa mudança permanente, principalmente famílias jovens com filhos pequenos. Eles estão buscando uma qualidade de vida um pouco melhor, um pouco diferente para os filhos, e a gente está aqui para ajudar todo mundo.
Olha, Dani, eu queria agradecer de coração pelo seu tempo, pela sua disponibilidade, para a gente poder bater esse bate-papo aqui pela internet, entre amigos, sobre essas oportunidades, tanto em Nova York como no sul da Flórida. We're coming to the end of our webinar, friends, but I do want to let you guys know that if anyone seeing this live or going to see it on demand afterwards has any specific needs that they would like for us to help answer, we are here to answer your call. The beauty of this remote mobile world is we can get on a Zoom video call, Danielle in Florida, we here in New York, and have a conversation, free consultation, no obligation, to understand what are your real estate plans as far as relocation, investments, and how we can be of service to you. E eu espero que isso seja a primeira de muitos webinars que a gente possa fazer junto, Dani, fazendo apresentações para os nossos clientes sobre as melhores oportunidades do mercado e educando eles, porque o cliente bem educado faz um melhor negócio e até auxilia a gente no processo, fazendo uma transação muito mais eficaz e muito mais smooth, como a gente diz em inglês, né?
Não tenho a menor dúvida. Agradeço a esse palco que você deu para nós da Elite. Agradeço ao Philip, da New York Casas. Philip, thank you. You have two amazing agents in your team. So thank you for allowing us to be here. Estão pedindo para mandar um abraço para a turma de Recife. Aqui o Cuca, um abraço para a turma de Recife. Um abraço a todos os meus parceiros no Brasil. Um abraço para a minha família que está assistindo. Thank you to my clients for your support. You know, it's 30 years in the making. My father takes care of the parents, and now I take care of the kids. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. I'm available anytime you want, Fred. We should do this again, because I think I'm getting... a Tamara é uma grande parceira minha, o Arthur é nosso primo, todo mundo assistindo, o Thiago, muitos amigos, Maurício Galvão, minha família, Renata, Cléo. Obrigado a todo mundo que sempre nos apoiou nesses 30 anos. Muitas graças a nossos agentes e clientes da Latinoamérica. E um grande abraço e um beijo para tua mãe, Fred.
Obrigado, Dani. Será dado. E a gente fecha o nosso broadcast da mesma forma que a gente abriu, com música e com Will Smith colocando a pitada certa de Miami. Vamos lá.
Solta aí, DJ Fred.
Solta o DJ.
Saúde.
Saúde, amigos. Stay safe, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for being here now. Crazy, crazy, crazy world of real estate.
Fica aí, Dani. Não sai, não. Pera aí.